Today we're mostly going to focus on maps, cross-sections, and then diagrams that show 3 dimensions, like block diagrams. Sometimes these are also called perspective views if it's in a photograph. So we're going to use a common feature to illustrate these different types of diagrams. What we're looking at here is Meteor Crater, also called Barringer Crater in New Mexico. This image is a photograph from an airplane that shows a perspective view of the crater. It's not taken from directly above or directly from the side. Some useful aspects of a perspective view is that it gives you a sense of the depth of the crater, and it shows objects that give you some sense of scale, such as you can sort of see the paved road in black and parking lot, and there's a few cars there looking very, very small. This photograph is from directly above the crater, so it's called a map or top view. A map view gives an accurate representation of the size and the shape of the crater, but its depth and steepness are not represented. Sort of like you're flying above in an airplane or a bird, if you can imagine yourself as a bird. The third diagram we have of Meteor Crater, it's not a photograph. It's very brightly colored, and it's got different layers represented, and it looks like something you could actually draw with colored pencils if you were extremely neat. This is a cross-section diagram. It's illustrating an interpretation of what a slice into the earth at the crater would look like if we could see it from a side. So it's like a slice cut into a layer cake, and then you see the layers when you serve the cake. Cross-sections are interpretations based on data. Here the data used to study rock types, the current surface of the crater, and also a borehole drilled into the middle of the crater. Included also in reconstructing this setting is a lot of knowledge from other studies on crater formation. Another type of diagram that geologists use that you'll see in your textbook from time to time is something called a block diagram or a 3-dimensional diagram. It shows both a cross-section or even multiple cross-section views and gives you perspective of the landscape. Here our example is the rock layers at the Grand Canyon. One really neat thing about this diagram is it shows volcanoes erupting near the rim of the canyon and lava flows going way down into the canyon. This is not something you can observe happening today. There aren't any active volcanoes near the Grand Canyon, but it did happen in the past few million years, and this diagram is trying to illustrate that.